There's a noise in your head you've been calling thinking, a constant hum, replaying memories, predicting disasters, defending your ego from ghosts that aren't even here. You wake up tired because your mind never shuts up. Marcus Aurelius knew that noise 2,000 years ago. He ruled an empire, commanded armies, buried children, faced betrayal, and yet he wrote every night to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't escaping the chaos. He was clearing space inside it. The modern world sells you mental peace as a product. Meditation apps, detoxes, dopamine fasts. But you can't buy stillness. You can only build it, brick by brick, inside your own skull. Before you can clear your mind, you have to understand what clutters it. Most of your thoughts aren't yours. They're echoes, things people said, fears you absorbed, expectations you never questioned. You've built an empire of noise and crowned it me. The first step is brutal honesty. Ask yourself, what's actually happening right now? And what's just a replay in my head? Because the mind confuses motion with progress. It keeps spinning, convinced that constant analysis equals control. But overthinking is the most elegant form of self-sabotage. It makes you feel productive while you're drowning in your own narratives. Marcus wrote his meditations as a purge, not for the world, but for himself. Each page was a weapon against illusion. He wasn't writing philosophy. He was debugging his operating system. You don't need a perfect plan to clear your mind. You need a daily ritual of returning to simplicity. A practice of cutting away everything that isn't essential. The anger, the what if, the noise pretending to be truth. Take one breath. One full, deliberate breath. That's your first command over chaos. It's the only place control actually exists. This inhale, this exhale. Every moment you return to that breath, you're stepping out of the simulation. You're no longer a slave to noise. You're the one listening. And that's where clarity begins. You are on Human OS. Welcome back to yourself. You can't clear your mind by force. You can't order silence the way you'd silence a crowd. The more you fight your thoughts, the louder they get. Marcus Aurelius understood that the mind isn't a wild enemy to be conquered. It's a storm to be observed. He wrote, "You have to learn to stand upright, not be kept upright by others." That's the essence of detachment. Not apathy, not coldness, but the calm awareness that no thought can own you. The modern mind doesn't stop. It clings, defends, obsesses. Every notification, every scroll, every tiny flash of dopamine rewires it to chase noise. You're not addicted to the content. You're addicted to stimulation. And the mind that chases stimulation can never be still. So what did Marcus do, ruling Rome, surrounded by chaos and death? He detached, not by running away, not by escaping into a cave, but by standing in the middle of the storm and refusing to react. He watched the chaos, but didn't become it. He wrote to himself, "When you are disturbed by external things, it is not the things themselves that trouble you, but your judgment of them." That line isn't poetry, it's a weapon. If you truly understand it, half your suffering disappears. Because detachment isn't about losing emotion, it's about losing illusion. It's not caring. It's caring correctly. You stop feeding the stories your mind invents. You see things as they are, raw, simple, stripped of drama. A person insults you. Your mind says, "That's disrespect." But in reality, it's just words, air moving through a throat. You add meaning, and the meaning becomes pain. You fail at something. Your mind screams, "I'm worthless." But that's not truth. That's interpretation. Failure is feedback. The only thing that gives it poison is your ego. The Stoic practice isn't suppression, it's separation. You don't deny emotion. You observe it until it burns itself out. You say to yourself, "This anger is rising. It's not me, but it's here. Let it pass." That's detachment in motion, the mind watching itself without flinching. And in that gap between thought and reaction, freedom begins. Try this. Next time you're angry, don't justify it. Don't express it. Just see it. Name it silently. Anger. Watch how it grows when you feed it, and how it dies when you don't. That's the practice Marcus lived by. And it's harder than war, because it's a war against your own patterns. But each moment of awareness is victory. Quiet, invisible, but absolute. When you stop reacting, the world loses control over you. The insults, the chaos, the noise, they hit the surface, but they don't sink in. You become like a mountain in a storm. The clouds move, the lightning strikes, but the mountain remains. That's why Stoicism isn't emotionless. It's emotional mastery. It's seeing everything: beauty, loss, rage, joy, and staying centered through it all. Because detachment isn't emptiness. It's presence without distortion. Marcus wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul, especially if you have within you the teachings that make it tranquil. You don't need to escape the city. You don't need to delete everything or move to the mountains. You just need to reclaim your attention, inch by inch, breath by breath. Imagine standing in a crowded place, noise everywhere, lights, people talking. But you focus on your breath. You feel it enter, leave. You realize the noise never stopped, but it no longer reaches you. That's detachment. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of disturbance. Because peace isn't found when the world gets quiet. Peace is found when you stop being its echo. And once you taste that, once you experience even 1 second of total clarity, you'll understand what Marcus meant when he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So ask yourself, what thoughts do you allow to live rent-free in your head? Are they building you or breaking you? You clear your mind not by fighting what's inside, but by stepping back and seeing it all as weather, passing, shifting, temporary. Every emotion, every thought, every fear, just another cloud. You are the sky. That's detachment. That's freedom. And it's not a theory. It's a skill, a discipline, one that you train every single day. The world doesn't reward it. No one applauds inner silence. But that silence is the birthplace of all power. The stronger your calm, the weaker your chaos. You are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to remain through it. Clarity isn't something you find once and keep forever. It's maintenance, a daily ritual, like cleaning the mirror before it shows you who you are. Marcus Aurelius didn't wake up enlightened. He woke up tired, angry, distracted, just like you do. But before facing the empire, he faced himself. Every morning he wrote, not to impress, but to remember. He treated his journal as a battlefield, and each line was a strike against confusion. He'd remind himself, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people you deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. He wasn't being negative. He was preparing. because peace requires expectation management. The Stoic practice begins before the day starts, before your phone, before your plans, before your ego. The first few minutes after waking up are sacred. They decide who controls your mind for the next 16 hours. You or the world. So the first ritual, silence before noise. Don't check your phone. Don't check the world. Sit up. Breathe. Let the thoughts come, but don't chase them. Observe them like clouds drifting across a morning sky. Ask yourself one question. What's actually mine to control today? You'll notice almost nothing. You can't control the weather, the traffic, the mood of others, or how many people approve of you. You can only control your focus, your reaction, your effort. That realization alone can save you hours of anxiety, because 90% of what clutters your mind is useless resistance to things you never had power over. When you stop fighting what's outside your reach, your mind suddenly has room to breathe. Marcus wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them." Every morning, remind yourself of this, like armor before battle. The world can hit your body, but only your thoughts can wound your peace. The second ritual, write it out. The mind stores what the body refuses to feel. That's why journaling isn't therapy, it's surgery. Take 10 minutes every morning. Don't write pretty. Don't censor. Don't philosophize. Just extract the noise. Write down what you fear, what you hate, what you're avoiding. Name it. Look at it. The moment it's on paper, it loses half its power. Marcus wrote his meditations this way, not for readers, not for followers. He was debugging his mind. Every sentence was a defragmentation, removing corrupted thoughts, rewriting his code. You can do the same. Don't aim for wisdom, aim for honesty. Because nothing pollutes the mind faster than lies you tell yourself. When you write, you start seeing the patterns, the same doubts, the same complaints, the same emotional loops. And once you see them, you can choose to stop feeding them. Journaling turns chaos into language, and language into clarity. That's how you clear the fog. The third ritual, observe, don't absorb. Throughout the day, train your awareness like a muscle. You don't stop thoughts, you spot them. You notice, I'm angry. But instead of diving into it, you pause. You say, there's anger. 2 words, and suddenly you've built space between you and it. That space is freedom. It's where your true power lives. Because between stimulus and response, there's always a choice. And the Stoic lives in that gap. Marcus would remind himself, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. So observe everything. The insults, the noise, the failures, as events, not personal attacks. Detach, watch, learn. The mind that sees clearly doesn't need to defend itself. The fourth ritual, return to the breath. At least once a day, stop. Breathe in deliberately. Hold. Exhale fully. It sounds small, but it's sacred. It's the same act Marcus practiced on battlefields, in courtrooms, in grief. Because the breath is the only real-time reset button. Every inhale pulls you back from illusion. Every exhale releases what's not yours to carry. You don't need incense or mountains. You need awareness. The simplest act is the strongest. One conscious breath in chaos. That's clarity in motion. The fifth ritual, evening reflection. At the end of the day, you review. Not to punish yourself, to understand. Marcus wrote, when the lamp is going out, Examine your actions and words of the day, and reflect. What have I done, and what have I left undone? Ask yourself, what did I allow to disturb me? Where did I lose control? What moments was I truly present? You don't fix yourself overnight. You recalibrate daily, like a warrior cleaning his weapon before sleep. Each night, your reflection builds a quieter mind, because what's understood doesn't need to be repeated. The Stoic didn't live in calm times. He built calm within chaos. You do the same by turning these small practices into daily code. Observe, detach, write, breathe, reflect. That's how you clear your mind like a pro. Not through control, but through awareness. The goal isn't silence. The goal is strength so quiet nothing shakes it. There's a kind of silence that feels empty, and there's another that feels alive. Marcus Aurelius lived in the second one. His silence wasn't passive. It was sharp, focused, a silence that could cut through chaos. He understood something most people still miss, that your words mean nothing if your thoughts are weak. That noise isn't just what happens outside. It's what happens inside when you lose control of your mind. Modern life trains you to fill every gap. Music when you walk, videos when you eat, endless scrolling when you think you're resting. But a mind that's never silent is a mind that's never free. You don't see reality. You only see the reflection of your own noise. Marcus knew that silence wasn't a luxury. It was training. Because silence hurts at first. It confronts you with everything you've buried. Regret, guilt, weakness. That's why people avoid it. But if you stay long enough, something shifts. The noise inside fades, and what's left is you. Not the version you show to others, but the one that's always been there, waiting to be heard. He wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul, especially if you have within you a quiet place where you can retreat." That's not poetry. It's survival. You need that inner place, because the world will not stop screaming. The only way to stay unbroken is to build a silence that no one can touch. To clear your mind like a pro, you have to practice stillness like a soldier trains for war. Not once, every day. Even 5 minutes of total quiet, no phone, no sound, no movement, is a rebellion. Because in that silence, you're not running. You're watching. You're listening. You're learning who you really are when the world stops talking. And when you come back from that silence, you move differently. Your words are slower. Your reactions are measured. You stop being pulled by everything that used to control you. Because once you've faced the noise within, the noise outside can't touch you anymore. That's what it means to be still but unstoppable. Calm doesn't mean soft. It means unshakable. So next time you sit in silence, don't fill it. Don't run from it. Let it break you if it has to. Because the person who rises from that silence is made of steel. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Confine yourself to the present." 3 words that sound simple, but carry the weight of a lifetime. Because the mind's favorite addiction isn't power or pleasure, it's time. The past, where you replay mistakes. The future, where you imagine disasters that haven't even happened. And in between those two illusions, the present quietly dies. You don't lose peace because of what happens. You lose it because you're not here when it happens. The modern mind is restless, constantly scrolling, comparing, remembering, predicting. But Marcus didn't have to fight notifications. He had to fight himself. The same storm, just a different shape. He knew that if you let your thoughts drag you backward or forward, you lose command. And without command, there's no freedom, only reaction. So how do you reclaim the present moment like a stoic, like a pro? You start by noticing when your mind leaves, when it slips into what if or why me. And instead of chasing those thoughts, you pull it back, gently, firmly, to now. Here's a truth most people don't want to face. Peace isn't found. It's practiced. It's built one breath at a time. One moment of awareness between impulse and reaction. Marcus used to write that each moment is all we ever truly lose. Think about that. The past is smoke, the future is fog. Only now has form. So stop waiting for calm conditions. The storm will never pass completely. Your peace has to exist inside the storm, or it will never exist at all. Try this. When you feel anxiety rising, when your mind starts racing, don't resist. Pause. Feel your breath. Notice the texture of the air as it enters and leaves. Your senses are the anchors to reality. When you connect to them, you return to the only thing that's real, this moment. Marcus didn't meditate to escape. He did it to command, to make every second count. Because when you own your present, nothing owns you. Think about soldiers before battle. The calmest one isn't the least afraid. He's the most present. He knows that fear comes from imagining the next moment, and power comes from mastering this one. The same applies to life. You can't control tomorrow, but you can control the hand you play now. You can breathe slower. You can think clearer. You can act with purpose instead of panic. And when you do, time stops being your enemy. It becomes your weapon. Because you're no longer lost in what could happen. You're shaping what is happening. So, clear your mind not by erasing thoughts, but by returning to reality, over and over again. This breath, this heartbeat, this moment, it's all you've ever had, and it's enough. Marcus Aurelius didn't run from chaos. He studied it. He wrote his meditations surrounded by war, betrayal, plague, and death. Not because he enjoyed pain, but because he knew something we keep forgetting. You don't conquer the world until you conquer yourself. And that war, the one inside your own skull, is the hardest one you'll ever fight. When people talk about clearing your mind, they imagine stillness, peace, quiet, maybe some soft light in the background. But Marcus knew better. To clear your mind, you first have to face what's inside it. The darkness, the noise, the fear, the guilt, the voices that whisper you're not enough. That's not meditation. That's combat. The mind isn't a temple. It's a battlefield disguised as one. And every day, you step into it. The enemy? Your impulses. Your ego. Your memories. Your need to control everything that was never yours to control. You can't purify the mind by escaping it. You purify it by walking through its fire without letting it burn you. Marcus wrote, "When you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." That line sounds calm, but it was written by a man who had watched everything he loved fall apart. He wasn't giving advice, he was surviving. Because every emotion, anger, fear, jealousy, grief, is just energy that your mind hasn't learned to use yet. Pain becomes poison when you resist it. Pain becomes power when you listen to it. That's the alchemy of the Stoic, turning chaos into clarity, hurt into humility, rage into reason. But that process isn't gentle. It's brutal. Because to face your chaos, you have to stop pretending you're above it. You have to admit that you get jealous, that you get scared, that you want control. And then you have to look those things in the eye, without judgment, without denial, until they lose their power. Most people never do that. They drown their chaos in noise, music, scrolling, distraction, busy. But the Stoic doesn't drown it. He dives into it. Because clarity isn't the absence of chaos, it's the mastery of it. When Marcus wrote in the dark hours of the night, he wasn't writing to sound wise. He was writing to stay sane. His journal was his mirror. Every thought laid bare, every weakness exposed, every emotion dissected until it lost its poison. That's how he built strength, not by pretending to be calm, but by training through every storm inside him. You want to clear your mind like a pro? Then stop running from your mind. Sit with your rage. Sit with your fear. Don't try to silence it. Try to understand it. Ask, why are you here? What are you trying to protect me from? And then, listen. Because when you finally listen, the chaos starts to speak sense. The fire starts to illuminate instead of destroy. There's a reason Marcus never preached perfection. He knew that even emperors break. But the Stoic doesn't crumble when he breaks. He reforms. Every scar becomes structure. Every failure becomes armor. Every dark thought becomes a lesson in light. Because peace isn't born from pretending the world is kind. Peace is born from knowing it isn't, and remaining kind anyway. Here's the truth. The chaos within you isn't the enemy. It's the raw material from which strength is forged. You can't build steel without fire. You can't build wisdom without pain. And you can't build peace without first walking through war. So when your mind feels heavy, when everything inside screams and spins, don't run. Stand there. Breathe. Remember that the storm you fear is just energy waiting to be shaped. Because once you've faced the chaos within, no chaos outside will ever scare you again. Marcus Aurelius didn't become wise because he escaped life. He became wise because he met it face to face. Every wound turned into wisdom. Every scar turned into silence. Every night of doubt turned into a dawn of clarity. That's the real art of clearing your mind. Not removing the noise, but finding peace inside it. There comes a point in every battle, inner or outer, where strength stops being about muscle and becomes something quieter, more precise, more deliberate. Marcus Aurelius understood that moment better than anyone. He lived surrounded by chaos, armies rebelling, friends betraying, his own body failing, and yet he wrote like a man sitting in perfect silence, because he had learned the ultimate truth. Calm is not weakness, it's control. To clear your mind is to become dangerous. Not because you harm others, but because nothing can harm you anymore. You stop reacting. You start responding. You move through life like a warrior who already knows the outcome, because the battle that matters most has already been won inside your head. Marcus called it the ruling faculty. That inner fortress no one can breach, no matter what happens outside. People can insult you, betray you, take everything you own, but they can't touch that calm center unless you hand it to them. And that's what it means to master yourself. But don't mistake calm for passivity. Stoicism isn't sitting still and pretending you don't feel. It's feeling everything and choosing your reaction with precision. A Stoic warrior doesn't run from emotion. He channels it. He turns fear into alertness, anger into drive, sadness into depth. He turns chaos into clarity, because he knows energy is never the enemy. Only ignorance is. And ignorance is destroyed by awareness. Look around you. Everyone is shouting. Everyone is certain. Everyone is addicted to being right. But the warrior of calm doesn't fight those battles. He watches, he listens, he waits. Because stillness gives him an advantage that noise never will: perspective. While others react, he observes. While others panic, he breathes. And when he finally moves, he does so with intention. Once, cleanly, decisively. That's how you win wars without shouting. That's how silence wins. Marcus wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's the foundation of mastery. Action over talk. Embodiment over opinion. Clearing your mind isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of conscious living. Because once your mind is quiet, you start to see clearly what matters. And most of what people chase means nothing. You realize that discipline is freedom, that kindness is strength, that humility is power, and that silence, real, deliberate silence, is the language of the wise. The warrior of calm doesn't look away from the world. He looks deeper into it. He walks through noise and temptation, through pressure and pain, and keeps his inner flame steady. Not because life gets easier, but because he gets clearer. When people provoke him, he smiles. When plans fall apart, he adapts. When fate crushes what he loves, he grieves. And then he rebuilds. Because his peace isn't fragile. It's forged. That's what Marcus meant when he said, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes, the obstacle to our acting." Every challenge becomes fuel. Every failure becomes form. Every loss becomes lesson. You can become that too. Not someday. Not when life is perfect. Now. Right here, where everything is imperfect, because this is where mastery is made. Start by choosing silence over reaction, observation over judgment, discipline over desire. And slowly, your mind will stop being your enemy. It will become your ally. You'll begin to feel something you might not recognize at first. Stillness with strength behind it. That's peace. Not the kind you pray for, the kind you build. And when you reach that point, you'll realize that you no longer need to chase control, because you are control. You no longer need to search for clarity, because you are clarity. You've become what Marcus called a man at peace with himself. That's the final form. The mind clear, the soul steady, the warrior calm. So now, take a breath. Let the noise of the world fade and listen to what's left, the steady pulse of your own awareness. That's where it all begins. That's where the storm ends. Because silence doesn't mean the absence of war. It means you've already won it. If this spoke to you, share your thoughts below. Tell me, what does peace mean to you? Let's talk about it. And if you felt something, like, comment, subscribe, and keep your mind clear. You're on Human OS, where the goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. One thought at a time.